Hey BoLS fans, AdamHarry back again with another BoLS Model Showcase. I have another model by GentleBen Williams. It's a really cool model, so Ben, can you tell the folks at home what this model is and where is it from?
All right, you're looking at Izamu. Again, I think that's how it's pronounced. Izamu the armor. He's from Malifaux. He's one of their early plastics. He was maybe in the third wave of plastic kits they started releasing in, I think it was 2012, 2013. Anyway, he's for the Resurrectionist faction, and he's basically a ghost and a giant suit of samurai armor.
So, awesome ghost in reanimated armor. Pretty sweet. Can you talk about some of the detail work you did on this model? It looks like you put a lot of time and care into it. So just kind of talk about some of the finer points that maybe you want to call out, like the back flag and stuff like that.
Well, every year I go to Gen Con, and every year Gen Con Weird has a Malifaux painting contest that they do as part of the larger Gen Con painting contest. So I painted this guy with that contest in mind, and I was out to get first place, so I really went to town on some of the freehand. I do a lot of painting, and I feel like freehand is one of my weaknesses, and it definitely always wows the judges. So I went into a lot of that here. I did some kind of patterning on his back flags. They're just some sort of concentric circle patterns repeated and some little clouds. And then there's kind of like an ocean wave or maybe cloud pattern, depending on how you want to look at it, on his pants. I kind of tried to cover about as much of this guy as I could with detail, because he's a big model. He has a lot of open spaces where you can put that kind of stuff in there. And it was a lot of fun, and I definitely learned a lot.
Cool. So this model was entered into the Gen Con competition. Can you talk about that experience? Can you tell us a story, like what happened that year and how well you did?
Well, I did get second, which was pretty great. That was $200 of store credit in the Weird store, so I picked up a lot of awesome Malifaux models. Their plastics are really great and a lot of fun to paint, so I was really happy about that. You know, whenever you spend this much time on a model, you always really want first. So I was a little bummed about that, and I think a big part of it was he was a really tricky model to do, and part of that was he has all these arrows sticking out of him, and I tried to do a glow, and that was really kind of hard to pull off. But I think my biggest mistake might have been to not include the face piece. What they tell you a lot, and anybody who is going to tell you about painting models always tells you, like, the face is the most important part. The face is what draws you to the piece, and this model actually has an optional face plate that you can glue into his helmet. But I really wanted to go for the ghost effect, so rather than a face, I went for a glow, and I've always sort of wondered if that didn't maybe cost me. Another funny thing was that he wasn't the only thing I entered in the Malifaux painting contest. My other entry won third place in the contest, and those results were posted on the case, so I was really happy I won second and third place. But when I went to pick up my prize, they told me there was a mistake and that you could only win one prize per painting contest. So my big question now is, did anybody actually end up getting that $100 of store credit for third place?
That is a good question. Malifaux guys, if you want to send that $100 to AdamHarry at BoLS, I'd appreciate it. Just kidding, but not really. So can you talk a little bit more about the base on this model, because it is pretty cool looking. It's like a wood beam and some other stuff going on there. So yeah, what's up with the base?
Well, this is another base I made by casting plaster. You can just use like basically a piece of thick plastic card or foam, and then you can sort of tape a thinner piece of plastic card around it to kind of make a semicircle or like a half cylinder. And that's what I did here. So you can't see it where the camera's at in this image, but if you go back a little bit, you can see that there's kind of a wall of stone with a little drain pipe. And what I kind of did here, I thought I was being really clever. You see so many of these models with cast water at the bottom of the base, and it's just one of those gimmicky things that kind of drives me crazy. So instead of that, I actually sculpted some dead skeletal fish down there and did some mud cracking effect, and then actually painted on a high water mark, like as if there had been water there before, but then it had all drained away and all the fish had died, because, like I said, he's a ghost, so I thought it would be kind of cool to have some more death stuff going on in the scene.
I really love how all of your bases have a theme that ties everything back together, so really cool. That's all the time we have today. This is AdamHarry for BoLS signing off with GentleBen. Thanks again for coming by. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.